Hey, Gen X. Yeah, you. And me. We're like the invisible middle child of history, right? We're not quite old. We're not quite young in the eyes of the younger, but we're still young in spirit. We were born analog. We became digital. And we're just quietly, keeping the world running. But here's the thing. Nobody really gets us. Not boomers, not millennials, not even Gen Zs. So let's talk about that today. 7 reasons why the world doesn't understand Gen X. Plus 7 true or false questions to see if you really get us. The first reason nobody really gets us is that we're skeptical of everything. Example, the news headline reads, "Stocks rally today." Gen X interprets that as huge crash tomorrow. Or maybe, the news headline reads, "AI performs brain surgery for the first time." Gen X interpretation of that is AI becomes self-aware and they are currently turning into Terminators. We've lived through more economic lies, product failures, game changers, more than we can count. Oh, another data breach? Okay, can you pass the Cheetos, please? As seen on TV or new and improved? Give me a break. You think we're just cynical, but really, we're experienced. And maybe we're the OG self-aware ones. Okay, true or false? Gen X reads the terms and conditions just to see who's trying to cheat us. Now, the answer would be false. We don't read them. We just assume we're already being cheated. Okay, the second reason nobody gets us is we hate meetings. Millennials and Gen Z, they like collaboration and brainstorming sessions. Gen X, there's no need for all that. And baby boomers, they invented the word team player. And hi, my name is tags. Our response is just, let's cut out the fluff and the flair. We'll show up, we'll do the job, respect our time, or we'll disappear into a spreadsheet and never come out. So, true or false? Gen X's favorite part of the icebreaker exercises are when they're over. And the answer is true. And extra credit if you forgot your name tag. Okay, so the third reason is we identify with the minivan era. So what's shaped like a barrel inside and out, comes standard with modular furniture, and holds an unfathomable amount of stuff and little people. Minivans were like the mom's version of a giant tote bag. Extremely useful, roomy, and held everything you need without the ability to find it. And that's basically Gen X. Practical, overlooked, not flashy, extremely useful, and always sitting there silently in the driveway whenever you need us. Okay, true or false? When you drop something under the driver's seat in a minivan, you expected it to still be there when you looked for it later. Well, the answer is extremely false. There were no interior barriers within a minivan. Remember the whole barrel thing? You knew that within a few intersections that you would more than likely never be reunited with that object ever again. And the fourth reason is we loathe group texts and reply all emails. Oh, we're down for texting, but if the conversation involves more than 4 people, we're out. And it's not because we don't care, it's just because we cannot handle the 23 text bubbles and thumbs up signs about brunch. We don't approve of reply all emails either. Don't loop us into a 47 message thread about muffins in the break room. And don't be the one that replies back and says, "Thank you." No, it's fine. Don't do that. Okay, so now, true or false? You've left a group chat, and it's not because you're mad, it's because you're just simply done. And the answer is true. That's not ghosting in our eyes, that's just efficiency. And the fifth reason other generations just don't get us is we've paid our dues, and we know that. You want purpose? Gen X wants peace, and we were tricked into thinking getting a salary job means that you've arrived. What it actually meant was we got to work 60 hours for the same amount of pay that we got when we worked 40. We've seen hustle culture and we're over it. We've shown up, we've signed up, we've done the work, and now we are looking for our escape. So, true or false? Gen X's motto is you should love your job and love what you do. And the answer is false. You don't have to love it. You just have to show up. So is there like a secret code that Gen X lives by just to purposely confuse everyone else? I wouldn't call it secret, but it does require a card-carrying Gen Xer to decode it. And we can't teach it to you because we just kind of learned it on our own. Like Nell, who made up her own language in the woods. Remember? Tay in the wind. Okay. So if you can relate to these things in this video today, just give me a whatever in the comments. That'll suffice. And if you're still confused about us, just accept it. It's like that whole thing, women are from Venus, men are from Mars, and Gen X, we're from Fraggle Rock. And if you'd like to dig deeper into the Gen X psyche, then check out this playlist where I relive our nostalgia and our memories. I'll link it right here. I hope you all have a great week. Keep on sporting those Gen X vibes. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.